Looks like we've got a few gremlins. If anyone's here, please say hello. We are live. Oh, that is strange. I'm not sure what's happened. Whether it's I really don't know what's happened. Hey, that's gremlins again. It was all scheduled for today. See, that's what happens when you change the day, I think. But this is better, isn't it? Who's here now? Who's come in? Jane's here. Hi, Jane. I know. Hello. And we have a few more people appearing as well, which is great. Yes, I am live. It should have scheduled automatically. So you should have had your notifications on Facebook and YouTube. Let me know where you're watching. There's a few of you here. We have Jeanette here. Hi, Jeanette. How are you? I wanted to say I've got your card samples as well, by the way. So thank you very much. They were very good, and we did show them on TV last week. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, where is everybody? Maybe with the change of the day, people didn't want to be here. I don't know. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So today, what am I going to do today? That is the question. I'll give everybody a few more minutes to appear. Who else do we have here? Let me just have a check on my iPad. Ooh. We have Kelly here as well. Hi, Kelly. So it's great to see everybody here. Obviously, there's a few gremlins as to why it didn't go live automatically and you didn't see the nice intro. But maybe we'll do that again. Maybe we'll just refresh it now. Who knows? Who else is here? We've got Janice as well. Hi, Janice. I know. I don't know. That's what happens when you do things live. It was strange when I scheduled it because something appeared on the screen and then disappeared instantly, so I couldn't see what it actually said. So hopefully it's all working right now. Everyone can see me. If you're watching on Facebook, shout out. If you're watching on YouTube, shout out. Just so I know that it's at least working on one platform, or what platform are you watching on? Oh, Jeanette's saying she's so happy that I'm doing the live in the evening. Yes, we got back to doing evening lives. I know, it's great, isn't it? It feels so relaxed. So relaxed. And that's what we want. That's exactly what we wanted, is to be relaxed. And so today, this evening, or this morning, depends on where you are in the country, I'm thinking, because Friday is World Mental Health Day. So, let me just take a glass of water, I think. I don't know how people are feeling. I know it's, I myself have struggled in the past, and I still struggle now. So that's being honest with you. It's not easy. Life isn't easy sometimes. So, so I thought I would do a card that symbolizes a bit of mental health, and creativity is so good for the soul. I love being creative because it really does take you somewhere else, and you can put down those feelings and emotions. Everyone is appearing. I can see everyone appearing now. Great. So great to have you here. So yeah, we're talking about Mental Health Day. I know lots of people do struggle, are struggling, have struggled. So just please tell me how you are and how you're feeling. Jeanette's watching on YouTube. Ellie's here as well. Hello, not hell. I'm not sure what that means, Ellie. Did I say hell? There we go. So I'm so pleased that people did find me eventually, which is good. I know. Gremlins, it's fine. It's all good. Let's get rid of. Should we get rid of that there? That's just annoying me now. My name there is just annoying me. So let's just take that off, shall we? Let's remove that. Okay. There we go. I think you know who I am. So those of you who don't, I am Mark Alexander from Visible Image, and I'm here. for your creativity and inspiration. I will create something. We're having a chat. What's everyone been up to? Do you do anything for World Mental Health Day? Do you make cards? Do you raise funds? Just how are you feeling, everybody? How are you feeling? I'm having water today. Must be. I was hoping to get a coffee, but I ran out of time, so water is the closest thing I could get. So, and the quickest. But it's great to see other people here as well. I can see the comments. So we have Sue here. Is that Sue? Yeah. I can see my monitors are far away, so I can't read that far. So if I say your name wrong, then I do apologise. I need stronger glasses. Yeah. So World Mental Health, and I'm going to kind of mix a couple of different stamp sets. I'm going to play with a stencil. We're going to probably use a little bit of tape too. So if you're watching me on Instagram, you may find me on Instagram as well, Mark Alex Designs. You'll find me there and on the obviously Instagram visible image. So you can look for me there as well. Lots of creations from the design team as well on there, which is great. It's great to have different perspectives on how other people would use stamps and stencils and dies and tapes and papers. So it's great to have that mix from other people. I'm just I need to sort out being able to read the comments from both. I can only read comments on you when I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I only read the comments on there. So excuse me for that. Oh my God. I'm not only just had my dinner recently, so my food is kind of slightly repeating on itself. Excuse me for that. Right, shall we make something? Shall we get straight back into it, and we'll create something kind of with a feeling for kind of World Mental Health Day. It's something I really it means a lot to me. So let's have a look at what kind of things we're going to have a play with. So let's have a look. Kind of tidying my desk very, very slightly there. Right, let's move this across so you can see what we've got. So the things we're going to play with today, is we've got some of the gorgeous Destination Anywhere PET tape. Now, if you have not used this or haven't seen it before, it is fantastic. It's really, really cool. It's like a matte silky finish there, really nice. It's tape, it's plastic. It's like 2 inches thick and or 5 centimeters. And it's 5 meters long or 16 feet. Depends if you're metric, who's imperial, or who mixes them up. I do both. Right, so there we go. So that is that stuff, and it's really cool. So you can it peels off, sticks down, really, really cool. And you get that kind of transparency going through it. Now you can color this tape as well with alcohol inks, or pens, or the actual inks. Might be doing a little bit of that as well. So that's a really cool one. Oh, Susie's saying she's eagerly awaiting for the tape. It looks fab. Seriously, it is fab. It really is really cool. I mean, you know, until you get it, you don't know how smooth it is. It's really gorgeous. Lovely, lovely feel to it. So I do like that. So that's the tape. Now, next thing we're going to have a play with is, do you know what? I think I've used Soulmates maybe once, so I need to bring that in. Now, Soulmates is good for lots of different occasions. Now, you've got things like, you know, obviously the word soulmates. You've got happy anniversary, forever and always, on your wedding day. It's always been you. So there's lots of kind of like love, kind of like, and you know, that kind of thing. But I like the hearts. So I'm gonna use some of the hearts for creating my card. I'm not so much going to use the sentiments. I'm also going to use this really cool fluid background stamp, which is a nice big stamp, really nice big, really cool. So I'm going to use that one as well. I might dip into this one here, one of our new stamp sets, which is Counting Moments. Again, might take some of the words from there because they're very apt, especially for World Mental Health Day. We are all a little fragile, so I'm going to use that definitely. And I'm probably going to use the mesh number stencil, which is still a really, really cool stencil. Jeanette is saying we're very metric in Sweden. Of course you are, Jeanette. Of course you are. I am metric for most things when I need to like do very small like millimeters, or like 10.2 millimeters. I couldn't do it in inches. I don't think it's like as accurate. But I mean, you know, on the roads we're still in miles. Hey, that doesn't never make sense, does it? Never makes sense. There we go. What else have we got here? Oh, creative time is, Ellie's saying creative time is so important. Yes, you do get away from the stresses of the world, definitely. So again, it's a nice combination of some new products and some a little bit older. Again, you know, it is. And it's the ability to kind of mix all of these up into making something that is meaningful. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do today with those. Yeah, let's have a play and we'll see what we actually create. The idea for it is obviously in my head. That's where all the best ideas are, and they're probably still in there. So I'm going to get some of that out, some of those kind of jumbled up things in my head, kind of like trying to take out all the mess and chill it down a bit, and we'll make something pretty cool, I think. So please make along if you want, or do something similar. It's entirely up to you. It's so nice to see so many people here. Really, really cool. I love that. So let's make a start, shall we? So let's put these to one side. The first thing we're going to get is my, let's have a look. Let's get my, whoops, let's work this here. What is that? Right, okay. So I've got my stamping platform and I've already put the big splatter onto my stamping platform because it's such a large stamp. It helps if you've got something, you know, big. I mean, obviously you could try and do it by hand, but you can see the size of it against my hands there, so it's quite large. You really want to use a platform for this. It just helps. And I've already got a, I think that's not quite 6x6, but close enough. So we're just going to ink that up now. And we put my glasses on because I can't see anything without them. And we'll get some ink. So I'm going to go in with the old VersaFine Onyx Black. It's my black of choice. Let me know if you've got a better black. I'm always on the lookout for new products. So if you think that something, you've got this one and you think there's another one that's better because you've used this one as well, let me know. If your black is better than this VersaFine black, let me know. I'm always on the lookout for better stuff because you're always trying to create something absolutely amazing, and if you've got great products, it always does help. So all I'm going to do is, now I've moved this already down just because I really want the stamp to go just kind of off the top there, just a little bit, because the stamp is kind of near enough the size of my card, and I want to have the drips on the bottom. So that's where we're going. Hi Jane, nice to see you, and Jennifer as well. Family bits going on. You can't beat family bits going on. That's good. All good, Jane. It's not a problem. I'm sure we will catch up with you again. So all I'm doing is I'm going in. I know, and it's a Wednesday. I know it's totally, you know, we decided to change the days, Jane. We're just mixing it up a bit because I think more people seem to be available in the evenings. So I'm just inking this up now. Take your time. This is a large stamp, so just make sure you've got it all. Just go over that a few times, and as we've got a stamping platform, you know, we can go in again as many times as we need to. Just make sure you've got that there. It looks pretty much central there, doesn't it? Yeah. And we'll just press down. Now this is where there's no need to rush. You know, this is a nice Wednesday evening. We can take our time and we'll just go with it. Oh, James coming in there with a VersaFine Clay Nocturnal is even better. Really? Is it black? I think I've got that, but I'm thinking I might need to get myself some re-inkers because I think I only bought the first lot of the first drop of the VersaFine Clairs. I haven't got the second lot with all the extra colours. Let me know if you've got those colours. Let me know, because obviously, you know, you are limited with a certain amount of colours there, so I would love to know. And we've got that. I think that's good. That's good enough. And it's fine, even if those slightly bits there that didn't work, just go in with your Versamark, your clear embossing powder, and that kind of fills in some of those little gaps, even if you don't think it's quite perfect. And because I kind of like, I pulled it up a little bit, I don't want to put it back down and try and restamp it in case I get that ghosting. So just be careful if you're stamping pretty close to the edge there, you may not be able to get it all in one go. So I got that there. Now I need a piece of card so I can, let's get a piece of card, Mark, he says. Right, okay. Piece of card, and we're going to clear emboss this. Again, this is our background now, so I'm not too worried about this. This is going to be really cool. So I'm just going to cover that over. And knock off all the excess. Make sure you've got it all. That's pretty good, I think. There. Now, maybe you should have used your anti-static pad. If you get a few odd random bits of embossing powder that you see there, you can just easily just brush off those little bits there, maybe that you don't want them. Again, this is going to be a background, not really too concerned, but I just didn't really need any extra excess there. So we'll put that down and put that back into the pot, waste not. I do love my Wow embossing powder. Oh, it stays open longer because it's so juicy, Mark. Ooh, it's juicier, is it? That's good. Good to know. Do you know what? I have got my Nocturne. I do have that colour, so I will give it a go. I will do a comparison to see which one I think is better. Jeanette's definitely agreeing. Well, I'm outvoted there. I need to change then from old school to the new one then, which I do have somewhere. I'm sure I've got that. Is it? It's that one, isn't it? Is it that one? That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? The only thing I wish is maybe the pad was a little bit bigger. It's nice to hold there, but sometimes when you're inking stuff up, maybe it needs to be bigger. I don't know, but it does seem to. It does feel nicer. And the sponge is different, isn't it? It's not soft felt, whereas the VersaFine it gets a bit bitty, doesn't it, over time? Yeah. Right. Cool. That's sorted then. I will get some re-inkers. So I'm going to heat emboss this now. Okay. I'm just going to heat from underneath because I want it a little bit smoother, so you'll have to forgive me whilst I heat from underneath. Hopefully the camera picks it up as well. So, I mean, you could try and do this, you know, by hand and, you know, blow in the ink. If you were feeling rather adventurous, you could do that, but this doing this does make it a lot easier, especially when you want to have those ink blows and things in a certain direction. This just kind of sorts it out. It's instant, basically. Yeah, it's looking good now. Okay, just take your time there. Must turn it so I don't burn my fingers. Okay. Well, right, now we've got it. Right. So now we have this kind of gorgeous background there. Sorry, I missed this. So are some of you watching on Facebook? Is that a yes or no? Because I can't see the face. I presume so because... Oh, right, I see. You must be. Some are on Facebook, some are on YouTube. Okay, so again, we've got this gorgeous background. Now, this is exactly what I wanted. Simple but effective. I think that's going to be... I want it to stand out against what else I'm going to add to it. So, this is the first part. Ta-ra, Jane. See you soon. Right, so we've got our background. Now we need to add some colour to this. And I was undecided up until about 10 minutes ago as to what to add, what colour to use. Originally, I was going to go for... what colour was I going to go for? Kind of peacock feathers and wilted violet. But now, at the 11th hour, or about 5 minutes to the hour, I decided that I wasn't going to do that. I was going to do a different colour altogether. So I grabbed my distress inks, which ones are these? So we've got here, if you've got festive berries or candied apple, not really sure what the difference is in the colour. Which one darker? Ooh. I'll try the festive berries and see how we get on. My candied apple has gone really weird though. I don't know, has anyone else's ink ever gone like that before? That's strange. Anyway, I digress. We'll get back to some creating. Now, I'm going to go over the white because I don't really want much white left. I might just keep some of the white in the centre parts, but I'm going to kind of go over most of this in a red, just because I think that's going to work the best. And then I may go over it again with the stencil and do that in a different colour altogether. So I'm just going to get my blending tool, and we've got a blending tool, and I think I'm going to go in with festive berries. Maxine's here. Sorry I'm late. I will catch up with the late start later on. Looking good so far. Well, you haven't missed anything, Maxine. We are actually doing something for World Mental Health Day. I'm kind of creating something with a combination of different products. Just because, obviously mental health, everyone, goes through it sometimes. Some people are still suffering now, and some people will suffer with it. So I kind of this is great to raise awareness on it. So I'm just going to go in with my blending tool, and I'm just going to go in there. Now, again, very, very red, isn't it? Which is fine, because we're going to dull that down in a bit. So it's great to start off with. It's not too bad. Now again, I've got to keep some of those white areas there, the ones that are like kind of bubbles. And we're just going to go over this now, just on the edge of there. Now again, you don't have to be amazing at blending here. It's all good. I know some people can get, annoyed with themselves if it's not perfect, but again, we're going to be going over this with another colour as well and using the stencil, so don't get too worried about it being perfect, which is fine. So we're just going to go around, and it's so nice to be able to do this, especially this time of year. I mean, I've only recently known that the World Mental Health Day is the 10th of October every year, I think. Yeah, of course it is. So yeah, I know, everyone goes through, tough times. I have, and I've been lucky enough to have, friends and family to help me through those times as well. So it's all good. I'm just gonna get. What am I gonna get? I'm gonna get a piece of tissue, just because. Trying not to get my fingerprints on it too much. I'm not sure what that random thing is there. I don't know what that is. It's a little mark on the card or something. I don't know. It's fine. Again, let's not be too concerned. Life's too short sometimes and it is definitely too short to worry about imperfections, because I've given up trying to make perfection every time I do something. You just go for it and try your best, but again, don't beat yourself up if it's not exactly how you wanted it to be. Just carry on carry on and just make something else, do something else with your life. You know, it's just, you've just got to carry on. So again, just going over this a little bit darker. Now, not too concerned because I'm going to be going over this with another colour. The red obviously will stand out a little bit more when I put a stencil over the top. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, again, just go over those areas there, and we can make them darker or lighter, depends on how you want to do it. So again, the camera actually shows my imperfection and blending a lot more than it actually looks in real life. Cameras are so unforgiving, show every wrinkle and blemish. Okay, so that's fine. We'll go in a little bit more of those areas there, just so I just keep that little bit of white there. Again, I'm starting to be too picky. Right, stop. Okay, so we've got, this is the first part of our background. Now what we want to do is, I'm going to bring in the stencil, which is the latest stencil here. So this is the stencil I'm going to be using, which is Measure Numbers. Love this because I left one side of the stencil open, so you don't have that straight line. You got it on the other sides, but this side I left open, just because that allowed you to blend in without having the line there, which I like. So I'm just going to go in here with my stencil now, and what I want to do is I'm kind of going to do some stenciling around the area, just in another colour. Now, what colour I'm going to use? I think I'm going to look for my black soot. Right. Okay, I have black soot here. This is definitely turning out a lot darker than I imagined it was going to be, but I think that's the whole point, isn't it? I'm just kind of going with it. There's no predestination going on here. And I'm looking for a black. Right, I'll do blackish. Right, okay. So I'll get another blending tool, and we're going to go in with this. Just going to work out where I'm going to go. And just going to blend through. Again, we just take our time. I just want to see what it comes out like. Oh, there we go. Yeah, definitely darker. Okay. I wanted that red to pop out underneath there, so that's working exactly what I wanted there. And I'm just going to go over these areas. Just a little bit. I'm not being too fussy. We just a hint of something else that's there. Just going to add some texture to whatever you're creating. There we go. And we'll just go the other side. Just see about those open areas, which I like. So just going to hold your stencil down or tape it down. And again, I'm not being too, maybe a little bit darker at the top and kind of fading out a little bit as we approach the bottom half of our card. Just take your time, be careful because this stencil is quite intricate. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm after. Cool. Right, so that's that done. Not too concerned about this part yet. I may actually colour that in now. Depends on what else I'm going to do. I'll let you know now. I've got this, so I'm going to be using the heart on that as well. So I'm going to put the heart on there as well. So I'm going to stamp the heart out. That's going to go on there. So I may just want to colour in the top part of that in red. So let's just get my ink out again. And we just might just go over some of those areas there in red. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Next thing we want to do. So I'm quite happy with that now. And this is the part where you have fun. What I'm going to do is I may just throw a little bit of water on there just to give it added texture on top of that again. And then we're kind of good to go, I think. putting that on our card blank. So I'm just going to spritz this with some water. Again, this is just adding some texture to whatever you're creating. And we'll get some tissue. So I'm just reading the comments here. Ellie's saying we'll never reach perfection, impossible. Yeah, the process is definitely more important. So I'm just going to go over the top of that there, pick up some of those water droplets there, and we're just going to get some added texture going on there as well, which is nice, exactly what we want, which is very nice. Can you see that there now? Yeah, that's nice, I like that. That's cool. Right, so just clean up, have a quick clean up, Marky says. If I don't clean up, I'm going to make even more mess in a minute. Right. So we have our background. Now, I might just go in there with my blending tool, and I may just darken the edges. Go around the edges, and we're just going to darken that up a little bit, thinking, just a little bit. Just so that the focal point will be more for the eye towards the center of your card, and that red will kind of pop out a little bit more then. So I'm just going that around quickly. Again, so easy to do this. This is really nice. I like it when, you know, you've gotten so far with your background, and then you can concentrate on what's going on the actual card then, and that's what, when it kind of wakes up and comes to life, that's always the great kind of process. Right. So just clean that a second. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is, I've got a card blank, so I'm going to stick this to my card blank. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll just get my tape gun, my trusty ATG gun. It's been a lifesaver, this has, I must admit, the old ATG gun. I've used it so many times. I don't know what I'd do without mine. It's so nice to see so many people here. Really, I'm so pleased that you've come to join me on a Wednesday evening. So I will say that we will be on Wednesday evenings for the foreseeable future, unless we change our mind again. But we're just kind of going with the flow to see when most people can kind of watch us, really, or watch me. So I'm just going to go in there and try and get it square. Okay. There. So again, always comes out totally different to what you have in your head, and as I say, I changed the colours last minute, and I think I did that on purpose, so I'm happier that I did that now. So we've got our background. Next thing we want to do is we want to go in with some stamps for the top. So move this out of the way just for a second, and I'm going to take this off here, and what I'll do is I will get my, so we've got 3 hearts here. We've got a large heart, and then we've got a medium, and then we've got a smaller one. So we're going to have all of those. So we'll start with the first heart. Although I'm only going to start with one because I have already got a few that I've pre-cut out, but I wanted to show you this. So let me just put this down and use some magnets. Okay. So now I am going to use my VersaFine Clair, which is this one here. So I'm using, what colour is this one? This one is Glamorous. Oh, camera, wake up. There we go. So yeah, glamorous. So it's a nice kind of deep red, perfect for what I want to do, but I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So I'll take my ink pad and I'm going to ink up my stamp. Love this colour. Then all we need to do is use our stamping platform. Now you will want a stamping platform for this one I'm going to show you now. So again, just stamp that in the single colour red. Okay, take it off gently. There we go. So we have it in red. Now, what you want to do is you want to get your, well, we can use VersaFine Clair here again. We'll use the Nocturne now. And what I'm going to get is, I am going to use, what I'm going to use, oh, that's a good one. I can find it. I'm going to use a blending tool, and I'm just going to get my ink. I'm just going to dab some of that ink. Not much. I'm going to need to just test it out on a piece of card. So I don't want it too strong. And then I'm just going to, what you're going to do is at an angle, like a 45-degree angle, I'm just going to gently go on those edges of my heart all the way around. Just gently. Now, if you don't think you've got enough the first time, it's fine, all well and good. We're going to go back in there anyway. Now I'm going to press this down to go at the top. Okay, and we'll want to go back in there again because it wasn't dark enough. Now I may want to use, I did say my VersaFine Clair could be dry. Maybe I'm not using it because it is dry. So I'll just go in with my other VersaFine Clair, the black one, which I know is juicier. Yeah, and we're going to go back in there. And you've got to dab around the edges of your stamp. And then when you press it down, so you carry on doing this until you've got the kind of shading and colour change on the edges. Is my camera playing up today? Right, let's look. Okay, so now you can see it changing colour. What we'll do is we'll go in with some more of the red. And then we'll also use the black. And we're just going to pick up a little bit more colour there. And we'll go back in. There. Okay, this should start. The more you do it, the darker it will actually get. Now, as you can see, it's getting darker there now. Again, you can pat it nice and gently, or you can blend it even more. It's entirely up to you. Sometimes I'll go back in with another colour, just to soften that colour off a little bit. And we start to see that it's obviously a lot darker on the edges there. Now I may just want to go a little bit more on this side, I think. That side. Again, you just take your time, and all we're doing is we're just shading up that heart up, just to give it a bit of depth and dimension. There. Now you can see it obviously changing now. Again, this one I like. It's becoming a lot more richer and darker, and that's exactly what you want. It's a nice thing to do, nice thing to be able to do and show people how you can kind of have multicolored stamps using a stamping platform and a couple of different ink pads, which is nice. Now what you want to do, I'll take this off here. Now you're going to do the same thing with the other stamps as well. The other the smaller hearts. Let me just put this over here. Okay, I'll get some clear embossing powder. And just sprinkle that over the top. Now always remember that your colour will intensify when you add clear embossing powder on it. It kind of reflects a lot more, which is great. So just remember that, as in terms of if you're trying to colour match and that, you need to bear that in mind when you're choosing your colours for embossing. So I'm just going to tip off the excess here, and we'll heat that up. Shirley's late to the party. That's okay, Shirley. Emma's saying she loves the background. Thank you. So let me just heat this up now. Now you can do, if you have a different shade of, you don't. I mean, I've only got one shade of the red there really. If you have a lot of a darker red, which I do not have, I just went in with the black. It's going to be so much more stronger, but it's entirely up to you how you do it. But I think it's going to look really nice. Okay. Turn around. Okay. So now you can see how cool that heart looks. A lot darker. Now I've already got one that I've cut out. So just to save, I'm not going to be cutting that out. So I've already cut that one out quite roughly around there. I haven't gone in very fussy cutting every single nook and cranny, just outline. Now it's a nice idea to keep that outline as well. So I wanted to have that white outline because it's going to add to it. Now I've also done the same with the medium-sized heart, which is not the same as those. They're not the same hearts, even though you may think they are, they're not. And then we've got a smaller heart again. So I've done exactly the same process with all three. They're all embossed and again just trimmed around there, but wanting to keep those white edges around the outside of it, which is important for the next step. So let me put this to one side and we shall bring in our card here. And again, now you can see exactly how this is going to work on here now. It's going to start to come to life, I think, as you can see. So it's going to look really, really cool. So I think I'm going to layer these hearts up one on top of the other, just because I can, and I think it's just going to add to it. We're going to have a play with some tape as well. So I'm just going to add those hearts on there now. I'm going to get some glue, which is, where did I put my glue? I had a tidy. You know what? I had a tidy up for about an hour or so earlier on, and do you think I could find everything? Nope. Okay. So I'm going to go in. I've got some. What have I got here? I've got some of the pin flare glue, my glue of choice. That's one I use time and time again. I see that's going to look really, really nice against there. Again, this is, you know, I'll say it's a different kind of card. You know, the sets themselves, the Soulmate set, you know, technically, you know, it can be used for so many different occasions, but it's a really nice one, whether you do the hearts in red or white of your anniversary, or just because, you know, you want to send your loved one a card. You know, it's so great. I love the font on there as well, so some really nice fonts. It's always been you. You can't beat that. It's really nice. So we're just going to go in with our silicone glue. Again, adding dimension and layers to this is what's going to make it really stand out. Again, and that kind of additional colour pop going on as well, which will make all the difference. Sometimes, you know, you want your project to stand out against the crowd. You know, you just want people to go, wow. And, you know, I really think that having the white heart, the heart in red with that white border really does make that work. So you can see it starting to come to life here now. And again, I love having those drips on there as well. It's a great background to use, really, really cool. And again, we just added a little bit more texture there on the edges. So just to make it, you know, really do stand out against others. And Maxine's saying red and black always looks good, cool, so cool. Thank you. Shirley is saying that tidying up is a dangerous thing to do. Yeah, it is dangerous, seriously dangerous. Yeah, I try not to do it too often. So I think we're going to have that there. And we've got a little one there as well. See, I could have just two layers and have a little tiny heart and not have the middle one. But since I've got it, I may just have all three. Let's just put that down roughly there. We'll see how it looks. And then the little one on top. Ooh, I'm thinking it could be overkill there. Do you know what? I'm tempted to either have just the 2 hearts or keep it to one smaller one. Ooh. See the 11th hour change again. I like that. I like that touch with just a smaller one there. Okay, this heart will be used again for another occasion. We're just going to take it out and we're just going to use 2. I think those 2 hearts there will be better. I know sometimes the power of 3. Yes, I know the rules, but sometimes rules are there to be broken, and here is this occasion where I'm breaking that rule. Simply because I can, and I think it's going to look better. Sometimes you can overdo it, and that's something I don't really want to do. So let's just put this here. I want to ask, how is everybody feeling? Is everyone good? You know, it's always good to ask everybody how they are. Let me know. If you want to private message me, you can as well. So I'm just going to put that heart around about there, I think. And again, we're just starting to add a little bit of dimension to what we're creating there. Isn't that cool? Now, I could have done this just totally black and white, and that red would have stood out more, but I thought to myself, no, I need a little bit more on this, just because. Now, I think I'm going to bring in some of that tape as well. So I'll show you what I did do. I mean, maybe you've seen me on Instagram where I've done little reels or Facebook of how you can use this stuff. So I will quickly show you. We're going to put that to one side a minute. I have got some sentiments, but we'll put them on in a minute. I'm going to use some of this tape, so I need to have it on the, I'm going to use it down the bottom there. Right, so let's just move this out of the way. And I already have some tape that I already coloured in. Now I will show you. So look. So this is where it's just obviously clear and it's sticky. Well, you peel off the back end and you can stick it down to your project the right way up, maybe if there is a right way. But you know, whichever way you want to do, obviously you can use it. You can cut into it. You can have a smaller strip. You can have it wavy if you want to. It's entirely up to you how you use it. Really, really cool. So I have already coloured one using some alcohol inks. Again, just because it's that kind of red that I did there. I put a little bit of silver on there as well, just to add some little more wow and pizzazz. And I've also this is the piece I'm going to use on my card, but there is, I've cut it down. Now I will quickly show you how you can ink it, and then I'll press on and we'll get this lovely project finished. So I'll move that out of the way just for a second. So all you need to do is bring in a piece of your tape. Very, very easy. You would get, let's have a look at some alcohol inks. Okay, so if I grab a few inks, my alcohol inks of choice are going to be, let's have a look. The first ones that come to mind. Right, okay. So we'll get a few inks out. I'll pick just a few. So we've got watermelon there, crimson, I don't know, a yellow. I mix them up. We don't have to use the same colours. It's nice to have a bit of a play. So we'll go in with a few. So we've got some red, maybe a bit of yellow going in there as well. Again, I must admit, I'm kind of new to the alcohol ink party, but I'm kind of loving what you can do with alcohol inks. So again, I just love the messing around with it and playing. Again, so many people do it in different ways, but you can see here by adding other colours to it, it just comes to life. I do like having like multicolours as well. I mean, it's nice to do that kind of sepia look as well. So if you're kind of into your vintage look there, go for it. It's entirely to you how you do it. But I kind of really do like mixing this up a little bit here. And sometimes I like adding this some isopropyl alcohol there as well, just because I get those kind of spritzy weird things going on with it. I like having it kind of messy and looking great, and this is what I like, because obviously it's transparent, so you're going to see whatever, if it's white cardstock or a coloured cardstock underneath, it's just going to look really, really cool. So quite simply and quickly, that's the kind of thing that you can do with your alcohol inks. And let me just show you a piece of card. So you can see again how that now is completely transformed in just a couple of colours there. Against, you know, I mean, maybe you want it in just black and white. Maybe you want to stick it down in black and white. You can do it like that, which is cool. But if you want to add colours to it when it's dry, all you do is peel it off and stick it down. It is so, so easy. So, yes, you can. So, yeah, you can, yes, definitely. Ellie's saying about you can use alcohol pens. Definitely 100%. If you wanted to go in there with certain colours, it's entirely up to you. It's a great idea. Shirley B saying, I've just been fed smoked haddock risotto. Very fishy. Ivy saying, it's too early to tell. It's almost 8 p.m. Sorry. What are the hearts called? That's called, sorry, Ivy, here we go. So this set is called Soulmates. It's a really, really, really cool set. Absolutely adore the set. Again, it's great for all occasions, whether it be weddings, anniversaries, or just because. You know, you've got the word soulmates there. You've got happy anniversary, forever and always on your wedding day. And I like that one there. It's always been you. And then you've got 3 different hearts in 3 different sizes as well. Very, very useful. You know, great for Valentine's, just in weddings. Imagine stamping that in like a white, but any colour you want. You know, don't be. You know, I can do things in so many different colours. I do love this stuff though. So very. I use that. I'm going to use that piece later on. So I'm just going to roll this up out the way again, and I will bring in my card. Where are we? Here we are. So we've got our card. Now I've already got a piece here that I did colour earlier on, just because I thought it'd be easier and quicker. And I think that's going to go down there somewhere, just there, because I've got sentiments to put on, but I don't really want to just put them straight onto the card. So I've taken a couple of sentiments from the Counting Moments set, which are very apt, which is we're all a little fragile, which is very, very true. And again, you could have had them there like that, but I kind of like having that little bit of something there as well, just because, which I think it looks nice. All I've done is the 2-inch tape that I had, I've just cut it in half, just did it with a knife or a pair of scissors. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, just pick a piece that you want to use and just go with it. I can't decide which one I want. They're both really cool. Right, I think I'll use this one. No, I'll use that one. Their decisions mark. Right, okay. So I'm going to stick that down and just look at. I'll just measure and see where we're going to go with that. Make sure I've got it right. Okay. So all you need to do is grab your knife and peel off. I find it easier with a knife, but once you get started, if you leave, you know, like your sellotape where you leave a bit of the corner like folded over, so you don't have to kind of do this. So this is the first time I'm using it like this. I'm just peeling back the edge. I don't have any, my nails aren't very sharp. There we go. There we go, so easy. There we go. So if I had sharp nails, then I would be able to do that very, very easily. So I'm just going to peel this off now. So nice sticky back in. And all I'm going to do is decide on where it's going to go. And I'm going to probably have to trim this down because it's a little bit longer than I want, but that's fine. And I'm just kind of working out where it's going to go. Just a little bit there, overlapping the edges there so I can trim it down. I know it's kind of neat and level. And it's got that hint of silver in there, which is nice, kind of reflects. Okay, so we're going to go with that. Stick it down and just go with it. Okay, happy with that. Now I'm just going to trim the edges off there. I'm just using a scalpel and I'm just gently trimming those edges off. There, lift that up. Right, there we go. And the same on the other side. I'm right-handed, so I'm just doing it upside down. Again, just trim those edges off there. So I need to have my eyes tested. Right, there we go. Right, done. Okay. So we've got this starting to look really, really nice. Again, you know, it's different, and this is what you're after. You know, what you're wanting to, you know, do something totally different, and I think I've nailed it here tonight. I think I'm going to have "We Are All a Little Fragile," or I could have that up there. No, I'll stick with them. The both sentiments are going to go there underneath. I think that makes more sense. What do you think? Oh, Ivy saying, oh, what else was in the July release? But Dragonflies, Butterflies, Flower Stencil, can't remember the rest offhand. That was a good release. I can't remember, you don't remember that? So yeah, there was a large flower. Oh, the colourblind stencil, and see, Shirley's got it, and the atmospheric stencil. Yeah. Wasn't there another one? Wasn't there 3 stencils? Oh, and Ivy's saying these are actually helpful. This will fit the vibe of an Alice in Wonderland. Ooh. Now that's really cool because obviously the heart. I can see where you're going with that, Ivy. I can definitely see where you're going with that. Okay. Right. I will get my silicone glue again, and I'm just going to stick these sentiments down. Where did I put it? There we go. So just take these off, and I will zoom in so you can have a better view of what I've created today. Again, just blob them down. Okay, use your foam pads if you want to. Entirely up to you. Shirley smashed it. Yes, you know, I tell you what, amazing. You know, the design team. You do need to check out all the projects on the website, and you'll see lots of them on Instagram as well, and on their blogs. Just amazing design team. They do amazing projects with you know, things that, you know, we bring to life. So I'm just going to put this around about here. We're about central-ish. Look for the central point, I think. So we are all a little fragile. Oh, close there. Do you know what? I'm wearing kind of cream trousers, which was probably not a good idea in hindsight. The amount of times I've either sprayed or got ink on there is getting crazy, and I have not gotten any more ink on there. If Helen's watching, it's okay. I do not have any ink on my trousers. Worry's over. Well, it's not your worry. I mean, it's mine, and it's my trousers. But I know. I'm just yeah. I'm like a kid. Right. Okay. I think you know, as a project, I think this is really good. It's kind of it's dark, a little bit dark, but I like that. You know, I do like that. You know, everyone's going through all kinds of times there, and you know, this is just a creation. You can take inspiration from that. It just gives you so many ideas. Let me just show you exactly what we've got here. So again, you can see we've got that lovely background there, which is nice. You know, it's nice. It's a background. Again, you know, I could have done it maybe monochromatic. I think that would look really cool as well. But you know what? I was wanted to add a little bit of colour today, so we've got that. Again, I think sticking to the 2 hearts rather than the 3 was a good call on my part, because it just kind of stands out that little bit more. I think the 3rd heart would have been too much. As you can see, we've got a nice dimension going on there. Again, using that tape. See, you've got like, you know, 16 feet of tape, and if you only use like that thickness, or maybe if you snipped into it and just kind of turn it by hand, you could get a wavy edge. You don't have to use it straight. Maybe you wanted it straight. but it's entirely up to you how you use it. And there, so I use kind of some red inks there. I think I use a little bit of the silver pearl alcohol ink as well, just to kind of add that little bit of something to it, rather than being just a little bit too dark there. But that does kind of work, doesn't it? It's nice. I like that. Again, sometimes, you know, changing ideas, changing your projects are probably, you know, the way that you do. You kind of learn things about yourself, about the way you're creating something, and yeah, that's a nice little project. That. Shirley saying Fab Card Mike, thank you. Ellie saying looks great. Ivy saying, is that the fluid stamp we got obsessed with last time in the background? Yes, it is. That is this one here, Ivy. That's this one. So that's the fluid stamp I used. Nice big stamp, very useful. You see, what I like about it is you can use it sideways or down or up. I like it going up as well. I mean, you can put flowers on top of that, music, butterflies, whatever you want to do. Really, really cool. Love that one. Obviously, I've taken some of the elements from the newer set that we've got, which is obviously a larger DL one now, which is nice. More stamps there, a lot more stamps. Again, we are all a little fragile, very meaningful. We've got that lovely smashed clock there with the butterfly wing coming out. We've got this gorgeous background as well. This is a really, really cool background. I'm going to use it a lot soon. So that's a gorgeous, lovely, gorgeous background. We've got butterflies counting moments as well on the bottom there. We've got a couple of little butterflies. But yeah, it really does work. That's nice. Then what else did we use? Obviously, we used the stencil there in the background. Very nice. Again, subtle, but you know, it makes a difference. And of course, we used the soulmates. So again, it's a combination of some of the latest ones with some of the slightly older ones, but you can just see how they all work together. And don't forget this stuff as well. Very, very cool. This tape. If you haven't got it, do check it out. Now, I haven't put any links in today. I know I missed putting the links in on YouTube, so I will do that afterwards. But just head over to the website or your local stockist, international as well. So do please check that out. Support the local stores. That's what I try and do, and what we should do. So I hope you enjoyed that project. What am I doing there? I don't think it was too complicated, really. I think that worked out quite well. That's new. I like it. Somebody's put a heart there. Who put the heart there? I like the heart. Thank you. So nice of so many of you here. If I didn't mention you, then I'm quite sorry about that. I maybe EM Hawkins. Who else we got here? We've got so many people. I'm not going to shout out everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in on the new time. The new time, which is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I know, it's great, isn't it? Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So have your dinner, shovel it down, and come and watch me. It's great. I like having the time to do it in the evening. I think during the day kind of be a bit much, especially at 10 o'clock in the morning. People have got lives and doing things. So, yeah. Not to say that you don't have a life in the evening as well, but there we go. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and take care. I will see you same time next week. Hopefully a couple of those little gremlins that appeared at the start, which everything did not go according to plan. So there we go. That's life for you. I will find out why that is. Maybe there was an update that I missed. I do not know. So take care, everyone, and I shall see you next week, same time. Bye-bye now.